Maya adjusted the graduation cap perched precariously on her head, the tassel tickling her nose. 10 years. 10 years she'd been orbiting Chloe like a lovesick moon, and all she had to show for it was a rapidly approaching deadline and a heart full of unspoken words. Chloe, of course, was radiant. Her blonde hair cascaded down her back, a stark contrast to Maya's perpetually messy bun. She was laughing, her head thrown back, and the sound was like a tiny symphony that only Maya seemed to hear in its full, agonizing beauty. Earth to Maya. "You spaced out again," Chloe said, nudging her with an elbow. "What are you thinking about?" "Confessing everything. Running away to Tibet. The proper way to deep fry a Twinkie. Just graduation," Maya mumbled, the lie feeling heavier than it should. The truth was, graduation was the ticking clock in a romantic comedy she was pretty sure was destined to be a tragedy. They were going to different colleges, hundreds of miles apart. This was Maya's last chance, her Alamo, her Hail Mary play in the game of love. But the thought of confessing, of potentially ruining the most important relationship in her life, paralyzed her. Their story, if you could even call it that, started in the 3rd grade. Chloe had defended Maya from a particularly aggressive game of tag, and Maya, wide-eyed and instantly smitten, had declared them best friends for life. Looking back, Maya realized that was the exact moment she'd signed up for a decade-long, emotional roller coaster. There were moments, flashes of almost something, that fueled Maya's hope. The time Chloe had held her hand a little too long while watching a scary movie, the way Chloe's eyes lingered on her when she wasn't looking, the inside jokes, the shared secrets, the comfortable silences. Were those just signs of a deep friendship or breadcrumbs on a trail that led nowhere? Maya had tried, subtly of course, to gauge Chloe's interest over the years. She'd casually dropped hints about her own attractions, always careful to keep it vague, non-threatening. Chloe would usually just smile and change the subject, leaving Maya to dissect every word and gesture for hidden meanings. "You gonna say something profound in your valedictorian speech? Or just thank your mom and dad?" Chloe asked, pulling Maya back to reality. Maya snorted. "Profound? Me? Please. I'm going to thank my parents, my cat Mr. Snugglesworth, and the inventor of pizza." Chloe laughed again, and Maya's heart did its usual little flip-flop. "You're ridiculous," Chloe said, but her eyes were warm. That warmth was the problem. It was always there, a tantalizing promise of something more that never quite materialized. Over the years, Maya had tried to move on. She'd even gone on a few dates, but they always ended the same way, with Maya comparing the poor, unsuspecting girl to Chloe and finding her lacking. It wasn't fair to them, or to herself. "Hey, you okay?" Chloe asked, her brow furrowed with concern. "You seem distant." "Just thinking about the future," Maya hedged, avoiding her gaze. "Scary, right?" Chloe said, leaning closer. "But we'll always have each other. Even if we're miles apart, we'll still be best friends." That's what Maya was afraid of. Best friends. The words echoed in her head like a sad, deflated balloon. The graduation ceremony passed in a blur of speeches, tears, and awkward family photos. Maya felt like she was watching a movie of her own life, a movie she desperately wanted to rewrite. Afterward, at the graduation party Maya's parents threw, Chloe found her standing alone by the snack table, picking at a cheese cube. "Hey," Chloe said softly, "you've been avoiding me all night. What's up?" This was it, the moment of truth. Maya took a deep breath, trying to ignore the frantic drumming of her heart. "Chloe," she began, her voice trembling slightly, "there's something I need to tell you." Just then, a boisterous group of their classmates descended upon them, pulling Chloe into a conversation about college parties and dorm room decor. Maya was left standing there, her confession hanging in the air like an unfinished sentence. She watched Chloe laugh with her friends, her face alight with excitement about the future. A wave of conflicting emotions washed over Maya: jealousy, fear, and a profound sense of resignation. Maybe their friendship was enough. Maybe she was reading too much into things, projecting her own desires onto Chloe. Maybe she should just let it go and cherish the years they had together. But the thought of leaving without saying anything, of carrying this secret with her for the rest of her life, was unbearable. Later that night, as the party wound down, Maya found Chloe sitting on the porch swing, staring up at the stars. "Hey," Maya said, her voice barely a whisper. Chloe looked up, her eyes reflecting the faint glow of the porch light. "Hey." This was it. No more distractions. No more excuses. "Chloe," Maya said, her voice stronger this time, "I need to tell you something. Something I should have told you a long time ago." She took another deep breath and the words finally tumbled out. I'm in love with you, Chloe. I have been for years." The silence that followed was deafening. Maya braced herself for the worst, for the awkward silence, the polite rejection, the end of their friendship. Chloe didn't say anything. She just looked at Maya, her expression unreadable. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, Chloe spoke. "Maya, She hesitated, her eyes filled with a mixture of confusion and something else. "I don't know what to say," Chloe admitted, her voice barely above a whisper. I never thought about it like that." Maya's heart sank. She knew it. This was the end. "I understand," Maya said, forcing a smile. "It's okay. I needed you to know." Chloe reached out and took Maya's hand, her touch sending a jolt of electricity through Maya's veins. "I need time to think," Chloe said, her eyes searching Maya's. "This is a lot to process." "Of course," Maya said, her voice trembling. We're You're still friends, right? Chloe asked, her voice laced with anxiety. Always, Maya said, squeezing her hand. Always. As Maya walked home that night, she didn't know what the future held. Maybe Chloe would reject her. Maybe they would drift apart. Or maybe, just maybe, there was a chance. 10 years of waiting had led to this moment. A maybe. It wasn't a yes, but it wasn't a no either. And for Maya, that was enough. For now, graduation was just the end of the beginning.